I'm back from Home Depot and I didn't shoot anything there because quite frankly it was it was so overwhelming. So I should preface by saying growing up my dad, he had Clowdus construction. So my whole life my dad was building houses and pretty much anything involved with that, from interior, exterior, everything. He can do it. Me on the other hand, not so much. You know, he always said that he wanted me to have better and not have to do that because he'd come home and his hands would be all dirty and everything, and he said, you know, Hunter, I don't want you to have to do this. Well, I didn't. So when it comes to do it yourself, like these construction projects, you gotta learn sometime, right? So I wouldn't say this is necessarily some grand project, but for me, it's getting there. Let me show you what I got and then I'll explain a little bit more. Why do I love the sound of that so much. And I'll tell you everything. This is the paneling that is going to go on the wall. Look at the texture. It is so sick. So freaking pumped to get these up. But we got a lot of work to do before we get there. We have to frame out this entire wall. And how we're gonna do that is with this 1 inch by 2 inch by 8 foot by 8 feet. How do you say it? By 8 foot. 1 by 2 by 8 foot. 1 by 2 by 8 feet. I think it's feet. I think feet is proper. Foot sounds a little backwooded. Foot sounds like what I would say, you know, as growing up. Yeah, I got me a 1 by 2 by 8 footer right here. I think it's feet. I have a 1 inch by 2 inch 8 feet piece. I have a 1 inch by 2 inch. So here is a 1 inch by 2 inch 8 feet framing board, and I got 10 of these. 80 feet of framing board. I have paint plus primer black, paint plus primer white. Both are matte. Again, the framing board on this wall is going to be black. Framing board on that wall is going to be white. Some general purpose 1.5 inch screws. And this is like potentially the coolest thing I bought. In order to cut framing properly, you ideally would use a miter saw. So a miter saw allows corners of framing to be cut. Let me show you an example. So you see how this is cut at a 45-degree angle? Cool. So that is done with a miter saw. However, I didn't want to buy a miter saw for this project and then never use it again. So instead, I got something much cheaper that I will still probably never use again, but I don't know, I might. It's a 12-inch miter box with a 14-inch back saw. Look how cool this little thing is. Like, you just set the wood in there and then you just, with your hands, you just get to work. So I'm going to try and actually frame these corners that I have properly, opposed to just like T-stacking the wood. I'm gonna try and actually 45-degree cut this stuff. As far as the rest of my day goes, I need to take all the stickers off this pine wood and lay it out on cardboard boxes, which fortunately I order so many things in the mail that my room is filled with cardboard boxes. So I'm gonna lay those out, place the wood down, put 1 coat of paint. I think 1 is enough for something like this. I just don't think I need to go over it twice. So hit everything once, let it dry overnight, and then tomorrow is when I will actually get into the cutting of the pine trim. That's what I got on my haul. That is the most satisfying sound. I think that's gonna do it for this video. I know, a short one, you gotta love them. But I wanted to update you guys on the materials with this part 2. Part 3 is when we reveal everything and I get to work, I show you all that. I'm gonna try and show you all that in part 3. As always, thank you for watching. I love you tons and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.